So, do you really only need 10,000 Stellar XLM tokens to become a crypto millionaire in 2025? Well, in this video, I have the answer, but more importantly, I have the exact answer, aka how many XLM tokens you have to actually accumulate for that to happen and at what price. But I'm going to do you guys one thing better and actually give you some bullish features and roadmap events that, if they come to fruition, are going to be very, very beneficial for the price of the XLM token. So first, of course, let's answer your question. How much is 10,000 XLM actually worth at today's price? Well, that's about 9 cents per token, and multiply that by 10,000, we get about $930. So yeah, that's the current price. And if we go back to 2022's very, very peak at the blow off top, it was about 80 cents per token, which means 10,000 XLM would have been worth $8,000. Now, by traditional standards, that is a good ROI, but we're all degens in crypto, so we want more. So in 2025, what is my actual prediction? Now, to answer this question, we have to look for two different variables. We have to look for the circulating supply at that point in time, and also how much demand, aka how much will the market cap be worth at that point. So the very difficult thing about Stellar is typically the circulating supply is easy to find. We just look at the vesting schedule at that point, but it's interesting because the Stellar Development Foundation actually has 100% of all the remaining tokens that need to be unlocked. So we don't know how many tokens will be emitted and at what time because there's no vesting schedule. So that's a big uncertainty cloud looming over our head. But what I'm going to do, of course, being like the worst possible case, is just say it's going to be all in circulation. So all 50 billion tokens will be out in 2025. Again, this is me being pessimistic, but it's the safest possible thing to say. Now, on the flip, I'm going to estimate an $80 billion market cap based on the market dominance, which we'll have a look at in just a second, okay? Which would put the price per token at $1.60, therefore 10,000 XLM in 2025 will be about $16,000. Now, this is a benchmark, okay? So we're going to talk about where this can go based on some of these variables in just a minute. So again, this is just a base estimation so far. So this is where I got that $80 billion market cap level, okay? So this is the XLM dominance paired against XRP's dominance. So XRP is in like sort of pink and XLM is in this whitish color, okay? So XLM actually mirrors XRP to a degree, meaning majority of its performance relies on XRP's lawsuit. This is one of the many factors, okay? So yeah, XRP is undergoing a lawsuit still. It is looking quite good for XRP to win this. And based on this chart, you can see now the market dominance for the two, it appears that when XRP is hopefully won the lawsuit and the price action shoots up, so will its market dominance, bringing XLM's dominance with it. Because if we go back to not the last bull market, the previous bull market in 2018, XLM had a significantly more market dominance compared to, well, XRP, 2.7%, which is a lot for those that don't know. Now, also for those who don't know, market dominance is like the market cap of a project against the global market cap, okay? So 2.7% is quite a lot, but fast forwarding to approximately 1 month before XRP's lawsuit in 2020, which happened to be the precipice just before the previous bull market, it was horrible timing, it was at 0.8%. Again, fast forward 1 month, XRP crapped the bed because of the lawsuit, and I believe brought down XLM with it, therefore the market dominance also fell. So I don't feel like they performed very well because of the lawsuit, obviously, in the last bull market, but this is also a double-edged sword in a good way because, again, if XRP wins that lawsuit, hopefully XLM goes along with it, okay? So we might actually see a 1 to 3% market dominance on XLM. It could even be more than that, right? So the 1 to 3% doesn't really mean much because we still have to find that, of the global market cap, which I'm going to estimate to be $10 trillion in 2025, which is about a 3x from the 2022's all-time high, global market cap. So again, it's pretty simple, right? You just get 10 trillion rather, and you multiply that by 1% and you get a $100 billion market cap, right? On the very, very top side of it, again, this is the max side of things. If it hits 3% market dominance, it'll be a $300 billion market cap. And we do have to remember, guys, we are looking at the worst case scenario where all the tokens are in circulation. And so based on these two numbers, the 1% will give a token price of $2 and the 3% $6. Now, I definitely think by 2025, all the tokens won't be in circulation. Therefore, you'll find the price will be a lot higher for this market cap, if that makes sense. So again, we've got this whole, okay, if the global market cap goes and XRP's lawsuit is finalized and it wins, we might actually see these numbers come to fruition, guys. Now, if we actually go ahead and look at sort of like a rough figure, so we'll look at somewhere in the middle, right? Well, $100 billion market cap, and again, all the tokens in circulation, that'll put the price per token, as we just saw, at $2, meaning that the 10,000 XLM tokens will equivalent to $20,000. Therefore, your current $930 if you buy it all today will be worth $20,000, which is a 21x, and yes, that is not $1 million, okay? So let's actually figure out how many tokens you need to actually accumulate at a token price of $2 to be a millionaire. Well, that's just simple maths. 500,000 XLM, which is $46,600 at, again, today's price, therefore making you a millionaire. And remember, these two all stayed the same, okay? Turning $46,600 into 1 million is 21x as well. I'm assuming 99% of you don't have almost 50 grand to bet in XLM. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of figure out how many XLM we actually need based on like probably the best possible outcome. So that comes to about 166,600 XLM tokens at, again, today's price, which would be just under $15,000. But this is the difference, right? 300 billion market cap, which is that top level I was talking about moments ago, at a $6 token, turning $15,000 into 1 million, therefore 67xing. Now, most people don't even have this much hanging around, but it's a little bit more reasonable, right? So again, this is on the top side. Remember, if I turn down this 50 billion to, let's just say, 40 billion, therefore you wouldn't need as much demand, aka market cap size, as the 300 billion. You might just need 200 billion, for example. So remember, circulating supply has played a big factor in this, so we might see a $6 token at a lot less market cap. And remember, this does also depend on XRP's lawsuit, that dominance factor. So with this all out the way, I know it sounds kind of normal, right? It does make a lot of sense, but it also does sound a bit crazy at the same time. So let me give you some bullish features that, as well as, you know, XRP's lawsuit finalizing, victory complete, and they push the dominance up. What are some other features that actually can help, you know, bolster that demand for XLM? Well, let's take it back one step and have a look at why XLM is a great project in general, right? What can it do? Well, it can issue assets, right? You can create pretty much any sort of asset or value on Stellar and apply business logic like KYC, AML laws to it. So if you're a bank, you can create your own token, for example, and you can apply anything to that actual token itself to make sure that it applies by any laws that are in your country or, you know, provenance, whatever it might be. We also can create currencies, real world assets. That is very, very cool and will be a big industry in the future. Trusts, shares, again, massive, right? Value of time. This is for consultants, so you can put a price on your time. Cool, right? And a lot more, of course. Now, as well as all that, Stellar has a built-in DEX that allows, obviously, these transfers to happen in different currencies. We'll talk about this in just a second, like atomic swaps, pretty much. So, like, you can expect a certain price or exchange rate for the different projects, okay? You can transfer them anywhere, of course, and it's permissionless. Now, this is the main sort of USP or feature of Stellar, right? It's a new payment system. It is ISO 20022 compliant. And this essentially is what crypto was made for. This is what Bitcoin was created for, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, similar to what this is, right? Just a payment global system connecting the world's financial in a borderless money type way, okay? So it lets for transfers to any corner of the globe with no middleman. I, in my small town here in Australia, can transfer my AUD to Bob Smith in a small town in the US in his local US currency, just like here, transformation of currency with one single transfer. So I can press one button in my local currency, transfer AUD, and he can receive USD, and it does all those swaps in the back end atomically, right? So pretty much there's no like these massive slippage fees you get with other DEXs. I immediately know how much the exchange rate will be, and it's locked in. So yeah, very, very important that that has actually been implemented, because obviously without that, I think that this would be a big flop, right? So it's quite important. Now, foreign exchange is made easy. So this is more so remittances, which is currently a $500 billion industry. Now, what we're talking about here is all those workers that go overseas to, you know, work, and send their money back home in probably like 1 month periods. to help their families, right? So this is a massive industry, and of course, being able to do that in the same example I just explained to you moments ago is extremely important, and this is made simple and easy with pretty much Stellar's anchors. And I'm not going to go into what anchors actually are in this video. If you want to know, I'm going to link a video at the end of this one, which is my breakdown. I do touch more on Stellar in that video, okay? So you can understand what anchors are over there. Now, these are the upcoming events. This is like their roadmap for this year and in 2024/2025. This is actually from Stellar's website, okay? So they have a Soroband development, which is their new state-of-the-art smart contract platform that is very, apparently, developer-friendly. Very important networks focused on developer activity, because this is what builds the ecosystem, which is what users use, okay? So Stellar is going to be focusing on developers throughout 23 and 24, as this is obviously, as I explained, what grows the network. So you can, again, imagine if real-world asset tokenization is on Stellar. Basically, that's just an example, right? You can just imagine a very, very comprehensive DeFi ecosystem where they can leverage all of these anchors and also this borderless money payment system, right? It's phenomenal. So it makes sense for that to be like a DeFi hub, okay? Now, they're also looking at improving scalability and decentralization to prepare for the moment, the precipice of when we're going to find institutional and national demand. Once XRP's lawsuit is finalized, I think these two projects are going to just take off, okay? So the network will undergo tests to ensure it's capable of handling increased traffic. Remember, these words came directly from Stellar's website. This is what they are saying. Now, growth. Okay, so Stellar doesn't just want to provide a simple blockchain solution to businesses, right? Because there are already enterprise grade solutions out there. You know, R3 Quarter, Quorum, and Hyperledger Fabric, they provide this private network in the backend, also public variations, but they don't want to do that. That's already out there and happening right now. They don't want to tinker around with TPS and finality, right? To be the best or the world's first. They actually want to provide and solve existing issues with the financial system, such as onboarding and pushing, or this is at least their solution, right? The world's most used assets onto Stellar, ensuring on and off ramps are easy to use, accessible, and cost competitive. Remember, they don't just want to be on par with the existing Web 2 systems, they want to beat them. Next, push Sovereign so that Stellar can create a strong DeFi ecosystem with real use cases. Essentially, this is Stellar, this is the world's financial systems, they're at the middle. Pretty self-explanatory. Huge demand incoming. Now, I do have my concerns with Stellar, and in the other video, I do touch on them, but I do want to make my own dedicated video towards that as well, because I just want to be 100% transparent. Now, let's look at some stats before we close off here, guys. 7.3 million holders so far. That's not quite a lot, but considering it's been suppressed for a while, that's not too bad either, okay? Now, this is very concerning. In the top 100 wallets controlling the supply, they have 99.41%. Now, there are 26 full-time developers on the network since December of last year, and the average social engagement per day is 4.4 million. That's quite a lot, but also not amazing. Now, guys, I want to say if you do want to learn more, the video on screen now will hopefully quench your thirst, and I do plan to continue to make Stellar content. Full transparency, I have held and accumulated this project now for at least 1.5 years, and I will continue to do so because, as I said, there is some huge price action. Moral of the story is you can't be a millionaire from 10,000 XLM tokens, at least unless you hold until 2029 plus. All right, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one.